If you see, my neck is cut from here to here. A motivational speaker is supposed to speak, right? You go on stage and you speak, or you motivate others with your voice. You'll be surprised to know that a few years back, I had completely lost my voice. I just couldn't talk. The doctor cut the nerve of my left vocal cord.
You're a KonMari enthusiast. So what is it and how does it impact in our lives?
It is about only keeping the stuff that sparks joy in your life. It is all about understanding the impact of clutter and leading a life where you're not surrounded by clutter. And number two, which is a non-negotiable for me, is please treat water like money. Do not waste water, because number one, water represents your emotional quotient. Number two, in Feng Shui, water represents liquid cash. You all could all research and read a lot of books about. He talks about how water has memory. Sadhguru, Sister Shivani, any spiritual person will tell you how water has memory. In fact, they call it liquid intelligence.
Do you feel that Vastu or Feng Shui has anything to do with religion?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with religion. This is a science, and it has been a part of our culture. So I don't think it has something to do with Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. It is just pure science. I think positivity is the magic. If somebody is very positive, their energy is such that others radiate. I owe my journey to God's grace and to the miracles of gratitude. The day you start practicing gratitude and subconsciously imbibe that and make it a part of your DNA, let me tell you, Ananya, some magic happens.
Hello, welcome to NMN Pods. I am Ananya and today we have with us Shivani Agarwal, where motivation means mindfulness. So Shivani ma'am, welcome to NMN Pods, and with so many hats, being a motivational speaker, ad consultant, entrepreneur and more, which one do you wear the most comfortably?
Thank you, Ananya, for having me in the show. I'm really honored. And to answer your question, I think I'm a complete, I feel complete when I can balance everything. But yes, my passion is, of course, being a motivational speaker, because when I see the kind of difference I make in people's life, and when I realize the kind of power words can have, just per words and guiding somebody to be positive, it gives me a different kind of high. So I think that is my passion. So right now I would say that I'm most comfortable with, and that's something that gives me most joy.
Okay, so what has sparked your journey into, being a miracle mentor?
So basically, I've always been in work. I have two children. Both are quite big. They live in America. One is 27, one is 28. So they've been away from home since the last 10 years. And during that time, to kind of take care of the vacuum, because my house was empty and I don't live in a joint family, I did a lot of studying and I delved into a lot of modalities which interested me. And because I was an advertising consultant, and I'm an English honors student too. My mother is an MA in English. So, I've always been into this field where I'm very connected with literature and universal truths. And, so that has been a part of me. That has been a part of my DNA. So outwardly, I had a very full life. I was fully into work because we have advertising agency, and I really enjoyed the creative fueling that happened when we were doing scripts. And I have my own BTL agency where we do a lot of marketing for top corporates. Yet surprisingly, Ananya, there was a kind of vacuum in my life. I just felt that I needed to do more. This is not enough. So that is the time I started delving into other things, trying to help people. And I realized that when I talk, people just felt comforted somehow. I did not know I had that quality, but they always came and told me that we feel very nice talking to you, Shivani. We just felt very positive. So I think that kind of sparked my journey. And then I think it's God's grace that just one after the other, I just started with a very small group, and it snowballed into this huge thing where I'm giving talks. Even in Denmark, I had a talk recently. So I think it's just about, I think positivity is the magic. if somebody is very positive, their energy is such that others radiate. So I think I owe my journey to God's grace and to the miracles of gratitude.
As you said, that people are very much comfortable in talking to you. So, could you share a mind miracle that you have witnessed?
Ananda, more than what people have, a mind miracle that others have witnessed, I would like to share a miracle that happened in my life personally, which has had a huge impact on what I do. So a motivational speaker is supposed to speak, right? You go on stage and you speak, or you motivate others with your voice. And you'll be surprised to know that few years back, I had completely lost my voice. I just couldn't talk. There was a surgery. I had tuberculosis. And then during that MRI, they discovered that I had a node in my left thyroid gland. And so the doctors couldn't understand whether it's cancerous or benign. So I had to go through a surgery. If you see, my neck is cut from here to here. And while during the surgery, I didn't have cancer, by the way. So we can all be happy. But during the surgery, by mistake, the doctor cut the nerve of my left vocal cord. And he did not tell us that. And that story is over because I've forgiven him now. But the point is, I came back home and I had, for a day, we kept thinking 1 day, 2 days, 10 days that my voice will come back. But I just couldn't talk. And that is the time we realized that something was wrong. And then we went to an ENT and he put all those machines inside, and we came to know that my left vocal cord has been paralyzed. And if a nerve is cut, it can never be restored back. So I live in Kolkata. I went to all the doctors possible with whatever sources I had, but everybody told me the same thing, that you cannot get your voice back because the nerve cannot be joined. So can you imagine, I was a young girl with 2 boys working, and I literally had no voice. There were just some horsey sounds that used to come out. And I just didn't know what's going to happen. My life had kind of ended. But if you realize, I am speaking continuously for so long. So some miracle did happen, which I want to share, because miracles happen. That's what I want to tell people, that miracles happen. You need to expect it in your life, So a friend of mine, she was coming from Chennai to meet me, and she had a common cold. But in the flight, because of the air pressure, her eardrum started paining. And she went home and it was still paining. So she just went to a doctor nearby, down house, without much research, just a casual doctor. And he turned out to be Dr. Mohan Kameshwaram in Chennai. And he told her, call your friend. There are so many solutions. So I want to tell you the miracle that happened. So when there are 2 vocal cords, when they join, that is the time the voice comes out. And you know how he treated me? Without any medication, without any surgery, all he did was he massaged my right vocal cord in such a way. I used to go to him, he used to massage it. He had that technique. I used to get often choked. So now my left vocal cord is stationary, but the other one touches the one which is stationary, and that is how I talk. So can you imagine the miracle of a person who has lost her voice completely, and then you are able to talk, So that is the time I decided that God has given my voice for a reason. It cannot be just to shout at my children or my husband. There has to be more than that, right? So that motivated me to be a motivational speaker, because words, my voice has power. It can help others. So that is the reason I'm so passionate about just going forward and, healing people just by words. And believe you me, it works.
Definitely,
So,
that does sound like a miracle.
It is.
Okay, so ma'am, you're a spiritual healer as well as an advertising consultant. So how do you balance both of these?
So Ananya, I feel that every person is spiritual. Innately, every person has that seed inside. And I don't think that cliched image of a spiritual person wearing that kind of sari or all covered and not glamorous or not feminine is something that I really don't believe in. So I feel, because advertising is also about creativity and storytelling, and that is all, that faculty is used. And because I'm a literature student, everything is about universal truths. I feel spirituality somewhere too, in the core, is all about human goodness, about connecting to the divine. And so I find it all, very connected seamlessly. And I do not like to, in fact, I want to project that I may be wearing shorts, yet I can be a very spiritual person. I may be into advertising, which is cliched, glamorous, and it has its different kind of verticals. But there too, there is a lot of spirituality, because according to me, anything creative is spiritual. So, Ma Saraswati, or whatever you say, anything creative from the core is spiritual. So I think there's a beautiful balance there, which I seek and I've been able to tap. So I feel very whole. I don't find a dichotomy there.
Okay. So, according to you, how do you define mindfulness?
So mindfulness, of course, is the latest buzzword everywhere. And, it's not easy. It sounds very simple. Be mindful, but it's not very easy to do, because the human chatter goes on. It's our nature to keep on thinking thoughts and thoughts, and we lean towards the negative more than the positive. So I think being mindful is just being aware. First of all, you need to be aware of your thoughts. And, a very simple method to understand whether you are thinking right or wrong is just gauge how you're feeling. If you're feeling good, that means you're mindfully in the right space. If you're not feeling good, means subconsciously somewhere you're worrying, or you're anxious, or you're having negative thoughts. So you always have to be very conscious of your energy and how you're feeling. If you can just scan your feeling, you're mindful enough. So from now on, if every person just understands that, okay, I'm not feeling good, means that you are not mindfully positive or grateful, if you go one step ahead. So, energy never lies. So all you need to do is scan your energy. And that is the time, like just one shot, you need to understand that, okay, this is just a thought and thoughts can change. I love this line, this is just a thought and thoughts can change.
Definitely.
So if a negative thought has come, I can just change into the positive. And there's so many ways. You can just listen to music. You can go and hug a child. You can go in nature. There are so many ways to just align back to the positive. So mindfulness is just number one, awareness, then accepting the fact that, okay, you are not thinking the right way, and then just shifting that vibration. It's so simple, but not easy.
So, sitting here, I feel extremely inspired by whatever you're saying. So,
Thank you.
help in transforming people's life. So, what is the one thing that has helped you transform in your life?
So, because I'm into dealing with so many people and from different modalities and different age groups, and I do a lot of pro bono, it's my passion to see. One thing is, my memory has become very sharp. I've started studying too much because, in order to give, you have to fill yourself up. So I think my brains are more active than what they were earlier. I have become a more compassionate person. I have become a kinder person. In fact, I would say I have got more than what I have given, because it's the law of attraction. Like what you give, you get back. Like I feel that I have gained much more, much, much more, because I'm a much happier person. I feel more fulfilled. And if you are happy, your husband is happy, your family is happy, your vibrations are happier, and everything around is happy. So I think I'm very, very grateful to the universe that the universe has given me this opportunity to spread positivity. And in return, it has given me more than I can, I feel overwhelmed with gratitude.
So in today's world, everyone is, offering jobs to people who are, younger set of boys and girls. But you, from the beginning, have been dealing with aged people. And what is your thought behind, recruiting these people who are experienced?
So I won't say aged people, but yeah. See, in the marketing line in BTL agency, as a BTL head, what we do is we go home to home, or we run campaigns for brands, and they go around selling. So the women are recruited for that. And of course, any company wants somebody who's younger, somebody who's prettier, somebody who's wearing jeans, and they come up with this whole criteria of the way people should be there, the women. And I keep fighting and telling them, no, it is not about that. These women who are more experienced, housewives, experienced people, maybe they're not so good looking, maybe they're not so trendy, maybe their dressing is not so okay, but when they speak, they will be better at selling. So this is a war I always keep waging. And every time I keep telling them that, okay, let's try it. Let's have this girl here and let's have this middle-aged woman who understands the value of money, who has a house to run. Their sincerity is something so heartening. So that is where I really, really support them. And this battle is never ending. I identify myself with that generation. There's so many young people all around. And I am not young, but I feel there is, age is just a number. Age is not, it's just about your mindset. It's the way you talk and walk and how updated you feel. So I think this is my mission. And this is another way of being spiritual, I feel, Anurna, that I can support such women because it is all about empathy. The fact that I think so much, the fact that I want to support, that is also being spiritual, right? So in fact, I want to tell everybody who hears this podcast that, it's not important to do some earth-shattering, huge thing in order to make a difference in the world. In your own little small way, you can make a difference to just one person, but it'll help. So, you need to train yourself that, okay, I matter and I make a difference. So, in fact, every single person has that capacity. And you should be very proud of the little good that you do. And when you feel that joy, you will get more and more opportunities. That's how vibration works.
So, Shivani ma'am, as you mentioned that you are not young. So, what do you mean by that?
So in front of you, I'm definitely feeling old. But what I mean is, I feel that I'm a late bloomer in the sense I was never a stage person or somebody who did motivational, speaking, as in public speaking. I was always a very shy, introvertish person in school, in college. I got married. I bloomed much more that time when I went into this advertising field. Yet, as a single person, I was not very confident. I was shy. And I think at the age of 48, it's the first time in COVID that I started speaking in Zoom. And at the age of 49 that I first held the mic and spoke on a public platform. So if at the age of 49, I can do something like this and I can, and the universe is kind enough to make it in such a beautiful journey for me. So my message is that I think everybody has their own timelines. I may be old as the age, but otherwise I feel I'm too young because I've just been doing this since the last 2 years. So I feel, every single person will get the time when they get their purpose in life. Like I feel I got my ikigai or my purpose in life at the age of 48. And that has been brilliant for me as a person.
Okay, so ma'am, as you go by, you're a KonMari enthusiast. So what is it and how does it impact in our lives?
So basically, this is all about, I'm absolutely passionate about this thing. It is about only keeping the stuff that sparks joy in your life. Sparks joy. Okay, that's the term that she has come up with. So it is all about understanding the impact of clutter and leading a life where you're not surrounded by clutter. And then you understand that the energy that flows or the quality of life that you have suddenly changes. You'll be amazed, Anurna, that just by staying in a place which is cluttered and untidy and having things just for the heck of it, okay, you are actually blocking your own prosperity and abundance. It has a direct impact on your life and the life of your family. So I literally go and tell people in their houses that you need to get rid of that. You need to let the chi, you need to let the energy just flow in beautifully. Just imagine, Ma Lakshmi wants to enter your house, okay? Aa rahi hai andar, there's a big fat box there. Then she comes, she stumbles and falls, there's another object there. When she comes, she'll say, okay, I'm coming next day. She'll go away. So that is the impact of clutter. So if you really want a life, actually a life which is, and you know what, the clutter is also, it has energy. Every inanimate object also has energy. It is occupying space. We've learned in physics, right? Everything is vibrating.
Yes.
So what happens is that all that clutter which is all around is actually in your mind because your home is your temple. It represents
Definitely.
you. So the whole concept of KonMari is that keep only that stuff that sparks joy. Hold it. Feel the energy. And then just keep that thing which you're aligned to. So it doesn't matter whether it's old or new. It doesn't matter that you haven't used this thing for 5 years, so you throw it. No, maybe it still sparks joy, but then you keep it only for that purpose, and otherwise just remove clutter. I am absolutely, this is a non-negotiable for me. I keep telling that if you want to walk a spiritual path, the first thing that you need to do is remove all the unnecessary stuff from your house. Once you do that, you will create space in your mind as well. So that is the whole concept. And I am a die-hard fan. In fact, I went to Hyderabad flow just to talk about, the KonMari method and how to remove clutter. And I think it has a direct impact on a person's life. And the results are so visible. Like, you should go and try it today. Just remove the stuff that you don't need. And trust you me, I give it to you in writing, you'll start feeling lighter. You'll start feeling that your energy is lighter. So these things are so powerful yet taken for granted. Why do you think we have this process of cleaning in Diwali every year? It's part of our culture.
Yes, yes.
But people just clean tidy and they keep it back. No, you're supposed to let go. You're supposed to let go. So that is the whole concept, And this is something which I keep talking about every time. And I feel that it really makes a difference in life.
So Feng Shui, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Feng
Right?
Shui. Okay.
So are there any quick, fix that our listeners can try at home for an instant boost of the mood?
So one very useful tip that I would like to give is that every person has a smartphone nowadays. Every smartphone has a compass. So please check the northeast of your house. It's very simple. All you need to do is check the northeast and remove whatever clutter is there. Unnecessary stuff, please remove from the northeast, because that represents your mind. As soon as you clean the northeast, you will start realizing that there is something happening in your own body and mind too, because it is
Okay.
all interlinked. So the one biggest tip I would like to give is, everybody, as it is in our, if you believe in Vastu, anything, northeast is the area where you put a nice urli with water, the gods
Gods are
reside.
placed,
It's supposed to be a very nice, holy place, clean, neat, and where there is movement of energy, where the chi, the prana can flow. It cannot be clogged, because that is going to be the same state of your brain. You're totally cluttered, you're anxious, you're overthinking, you're always overwhelmed, you're not calm, you're not grounded. So just check your northeast, and if you can sort that out, it is going to impact your life. And number two, which is a non-negotiable for me, is please treat water like money. Do not waste water, because number one, water represents your emotional quotient. Number two, in Feng Shui, water represents liquid cash. So if you waste water, we don't waste water in the house. When you're going in a flight, okay, you take the bottle and you have little water, you leave that and go away. When you're going to parties, you don't realize. But what you are doing is, you are leaving part of your emotions for somebody else to throw around. So you will cry less. This is a tested thing with me.
Okay.
I used to be a person who was always emotional. Like, anybody could make me cry. And now I'm so particular that if there is some water which I have touched or I'm drinking, either I finish it, or if I cannot, I put it in a plant. But I will not let somebody else tamper with that energy, because once you've had that water, it is part of you. We are 72% water, right? We know how the moon plays havoc with water, how the tidal waves are there. So we are water. So you you have to respect water. In fact, I do a whole lot of sessions just to teach people about water. Dr. Emoto is somebody y'all could all research and read a lot of books about. He talks about how water has memory. Sadhguru, Sister Shivani, any spiritual person will tell you how water has memory. In fact, they call it liquid intelligence. So please respect water. Do not waste water. You will start seeing that the day you stop wasting water, your cash balance is better. And number two, you're emotionally more stronger. And that's really powerful stuff. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I would suggest everybody do their own research and feel convinced, and then do what you have to do.
Oh my God, thank you so much for sharing. I'll try to do it.
Yeah, you must.
So Shivani ma'am, do you feel that Vastu or Feng Shui has anything to do with religion?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with religion. This is a science, and it has been a part of our culture. When I talk of Mary Diamond Feng Shui, she lives in America now. So all these are just, I think they're very scientific. And our ancient wisdom, our wise people, without studying, they already had the knack of knowing how you align everything as per the energy and the movement of the earth and the stars and the moon, So I don't think it has something to do with Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. It is just pure science. And I am a big believer in all this. And I feel that just by aligning or placing certain things, okay, if you can have a better way of life, if you can be less anxious, if it supports you, why not? Why does one have to be so skeptical and make it political and spoil certain very simple things which we already know? And if it can help you and it is not taking anything from you, how does it matter which religion it is from? On, I'm a person who believes in all religions. Whatever good, just take. I believe in a global citizenship, global world. तो जहाँ जो अच्छा है वो ले लो. सब भगवान ही बनाए हैं, right? So I don't think these things are religious at all, and I feel they are just very scientific equations, which, if explained well, will be very, very easy for the new generation also to imbibe, because they are very, very intelligent. All that they need is logic. If somebody can explain well, if you just tell them, ye believe karo because this is the way it should happen, it will not work. So, as you said, it is, as I repeat, it is not religious, it is science, but it has to be done with a lot of faith. Everything there is about faith, because it is your mind and your space that is being interconnected. And it always works, I feel. You just have to get the right person, somebody knowledgeable who knows.
So, Shivani ma'am, you're a certified limiting belief clearing practitioner, right? So, what do you mean by this?
So, Adana, the thing is that, we have a conscious mind and then we have a subconscious mind, and a subconscious mind is 95 times more powerful than a conscious mind. And it is in that subconscious mind that we have stored all our memories, all our beliefs, all the things that we have heard since the day we were born. Subconsciously, it is all stored, and most of the time, these thoughts, or maybe you've heard your parents say that money doesn't go on trees, you need to be careful, that why are you, so we have this thing that where we feel very restricted, and you lead your life like that. And you feel that, okay, if you're asking for too much, are you being greedy? Or rich people are actually very evil people, they're mean people. These are very common conceptions that we have, right? Because of society and because the way things are. Or you feel that you are not worthy enough, you should only go to this level, beyond that it is not your capacity. So all these are subconscious beliefs that a person has, and that is the biggest problem in progress, because you feel you limit yourself. That is why it is called limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you limit your own bloom. You limit yourself from getting what the universe or what the divine has planned for you, actually, because you're stopping it with your negative vibrations or your limitations. So in fact, if you go through all the spiritual teachers like Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Sadhguru, anybody you talk about, they talk about brain training, reprogramming the subconscious mind, release work. So Ken Honda, I did a course with Ken Honda where he just talks about how you train your brain in order to attract money, because you just have to understand that money is like energy. Okay. So my point is that when I talk to people, I want to tell them because I am trained like that there is no limit in life. Abundance is your birthright. You are capable of doing any and everything in the world. The point is, first, be ready in your mind. Be ready to receive. Remove all the negative thoughts that you have, which are stored subconsciously. So all these limiting beliefs are stored in our subconscious mind, and that is what actually governs us, all the way we react, the way we think. So I feel it is my job to tell people that don't believe in miracles, expect miracles for yourself. I want to tell them that once you clear all these limiting beliefs from your subconscious mind, you are capable of getting any and everything, because every single person in the world deserves it. Deserves to be happy, deserves to have the most loving relationships, and that's possible. And beyond that, if you start training your subconscious mind and your mind to be grateful, because my platform is called A Journey with Gratitude. I'm a big believer in fact, it's my favorite quote that a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Okay, I repeat, a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. So the day you start practicing gratitude and subconsciously imbibe that and make it a part of your DNA, let me tell you, Ananya, some magic happens. It is just pure vibration. It has nothing to do with anything. It is between the divine and you. You just feel that your life is so much better. So miracles actually happen. Like I feel I'm a living example of a miracle who's speaking.
Definitely.
And I'm telling people that just be grateful, because, when I feel that I can speak, I feel grateful. Just for your voice, who feels grateful nowadays, right? But we take everything for granted.
True.
That is a problem. So I train people, or I tell people, or I remind people all the time that just be grateful in spite of the extenuating circumstances, in spite of the way life happens, which problems will come. In spite of that, if you can play a game with life and be grateful, then I think half your problems, why half? Most of your problems are sorted. And the kind of energy you vibrate and the kind of person you are is somebody who will genuinely make a difference. Just by being there, you'll make a difference in the world.
Thank you, Shivani ma'am, for engaging with us in such a beautiful conversation.
Thank you so much. It was my honor and pleasure. And I know, and I genuinely believe, and it has been my journey, that when you hear positive things, when you use this medium, it makes an impact in life. It's a huge, huge vessel for learning. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for joining with us on this transformative journey with Shivani Agarwal. Stay inspired, stay mindful, and see you in the next episode.